me give this to the spectators. This will be really fun for you. Alrighty, so we're going to start off today, and I want us to listen to a piece of music. And when we listen, I want you to be able, when we're done, to tell me if you heard any cool instruments, if you heard any interesting patterns, anything that you hear. Be ready to talk about it, okay? Check it out. You heard something that sounded like a violin, okay. Yep.
Something like a drum.
Something like a drum, okay. Those are two really important things, yeah.
It kind of sounded like there was a harmonica in there.
Okay, I can see where you would get that, all right.
I saw a pattern, I guess, in one.
So you're talking about the, are you talking about that one? I can't sing it, like it's super great. But yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah.
The violin thing was a fiddle.
So smart. How did you know that?
Because I just know there's a difference between the violin and the fiddle. The strings are a lot different. The fiddle kind of makes like a high pitch noise, and the violin makes a lower pitch.
Well, they both play high pitched sounds, but yeah, this one actually is a fiddle. What kind of music does this sound like to you?
Irish music.
Very smart. Yeah, which is perfect for this week because what is this week? What holiday is this week?
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day, yeah, which is pretty cool. So for St. Patrick's Day, it is from Ireland. It originated there. And in Ireland, a lot of times for St. Patrick's Day, they'll have big celebrations and things like that. And so what we just listened to, you might hear that at one of these big celebrations. And what this musical piece is called, it's called an Irish jig. Say Irish jig.
Irish jig.
Yes, so now you know. This Irish jig is called Irish Washerwoman. So that's the name of our song. When we listen again, I want you to listen and raise your hand if you hear a new melody pop up, okay? Here we go. It sounds like a lot of you, or it looks like a lot of you, not sounds. It looks like a lot of you have figured out the new melody happens when, what happens? Why did you raise your hand? What made you think it was a different melody? Yeah?
I heard a different instrument.
Okay, all right.
The pitch was going higher and higher.
Okay, that's a good point to make. So it sounds like we've got this first idea that we're hearing in our piece. And then it sounds like we've got this other idea happening. And with our second idea, we've got higher sounds. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so listen again. And this time when you listen, now that we know we've got two ideas, I want you to figure out if our first idea, if it stays the same or different, or if it repeats, or try to figure out what the pattern might be. Alright, so we've got our first idea. Is that the same or different? Very smart, yeah? same. Okay, very smart, yeah. And then what happens? Listen. Now, what do we think about that? Is that the same or different than something we've heard before?
Different.
Okay, are you 100% sure? Because you're hearing, ooh, I didn't mention this. Okay, you're hearing something that sounds like a drum in this part, but it's actually dancing, which is pretty cool. It's feet being our drums. But in that part, it might be something you've heard before, but they just added something to it. What do you think?
I have something. When I first heard the music, I didn't think it was Irish. I thought it was square dancing.
That's funny. That's kind of cool though, but it's actually just you do a lot of stuff with their feet, which is really cool. So let's put this on the board. Let's put our ideas on our board here. Okay. So it sounds like we got our first idea, yes. And there's a word for how we've got these different ideas going on and everything. And so in our music, there's a word for how we organize our music. And that word is musical form. Say musical form.
Musical form.
Yeah, and with our musical form, it is, again, how music is organized. Okay, so with our piece, it sounded like we had some different ideas and some different parts, right? So we can use alphabet letters to identify our different parts. So we're going to start off with A. So our first idea, we're going to call that A. Now what happened with our A in our music? Did it stay the same or did it repeat? Or did it repeat or change? Sorry.
Repeat.
Repeat, yeah. So we're going to put A again. Then what happened?
It changed the B and then it did it again.
Yeah, so look, we're going to put two B's up here. So what do you think happens after we do our A section, our A section, our B section, our B section?
It goes back to the A section.
Boom. Why did you say that?
Because after the B section, you can tell that the same sound after the B section happens again, and it's like a pattern.
Yeah, it is a pattern, exactly. But this time they added the dancing. So it's the same section. They just added some special sounds with it. So yeah, that's going to be our musical form. So if I ask you, what is the musical form of Irish washerwoman? What would you say to me? Some of you, raise your hand. Raise your hand, tell me what you think. Yeah. A-A-B-B, exactly right, very smart. So I'm going to teach you some moves that will go with our dance. So I need you to all look like me. Now this side, take one step back. Okay, so see if you can keep up with where I'm going. Section repeats, so we're doing the same thing. Alright, be prepared. Section B. Squat. And twist. And back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Squat. That's our B section repeats. Twist. And back. 3, 4, 5, 6. Something new. Forward. 2, 3, 4. Back. 2, 3, 4. In your squat. And forward, 2, 3, 4, back, 2, 3, 4, in your squat. Then what happens? It's our part B, so squat. And twist. And back. 5, 6, 7, 8. And squat. 2, 3, 4. And twist. And back. 5, 6. What happens next? Forward, 2, 3, 4. And back. 2, 3, 4. And I want to show you something that we're going to do next with that. So this next part, this next time we do the A. So far we've got, for our A section, we've got, don't do it, I'll just show you. Forward, 2, 3, 4, back, 2, 3, 4. And then this time, instead of steady beat marching in our spots, we're going to go like this. Watch me first. Right, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Point to the direction of the right. Ooh, if somebody's pointing at you, they may be wrong. There you go. There you go. You got it. Okay. So we've got our right. So if I say we're going to the right first, you know which direction you're going, yes?
Yes.
All right, so let's try our A section with our forward, then our back. Then we're going to go to the right for 4 beats. Ready? Go. Forward, 2, 3, 4, back, 2, 3, 4, right, 2, 3, 4. Now watch what I'm doing with my feet when I do that, because I want you to mirror me exactly with my feet and what I'm doing. So watch as I go. Right, 2, 3, 4. I don't want you doing this. All of that. That's going to be really confusing and somebody's going to run into each other. Okay, so let's try that again, doing our feet exactly like that. Let's try it. Here we go. Ready? And forward, 2, 3, 4, back, 2, 3, 4, right, 2, 3, 4. How do we do?
Good.
Yes. So, but then what happens with our A section? Our A section repeats or it's different? Repeats, yes. So we're going to do this. Watch as I do it. Forward, 2, 3, 4. Back, 2, 3, 4. And then this time, instead of going to the right, we're going to the left. So it'll go left, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So let's try that together. Point to your left. Perfect. Okay. So let's try it. Here we go. Ready? And forward. 2, 3, 4. Back. 2, 3, 4. Left. 2, 3, 4. How did we do that?
Good.
Yeah? I think we should try that with music. Let's try it. Here we go. So we're going forward first. Forward, 2, 3, 4. Back, 2, 3, 4 to the right. 2, 3, 4. And forward, 2, 3, 4. Back, 2, 3, 4 to the left. 2, 3, 4. Lift our feet. Squat. And twist. And up. And then repeat. And twist. And back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And forward. 2, 3, 4. And back. 2, 3, 4 to the right. 2, 3, 4. And forward. 2, 3, 4. And back. 2, 3, 4 to the left. 2, 3, 4. Now I'm seeing something that's throwing us off. What do you think it might be? Our feet. So our feet are doing quite a few things, yes? So in part A, one thing I want us to pay attention to is, you know how I showed you how big and what I want your steps to look like when we're going to our left and to our right?
Yes.
Well, I want your feet to look a certain way when we go forward and back as well. So when we go forward, I don't want you doing this. Why?
It's too
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. It's too many steps, and then what might happen to you? You might bump into somebody else, right? And guess what? It might make it really tricky when you're trying to back up, because nobody backs up like this. Nobody does that, right? So if you go too far in the circle, what's going to happen is it's going to be kind of tricky for you to get back to your spot. And then when we're going left or right, guess who's bumping into people because they're not in the right spot?
You.
You are. Yeah, so we don't want that, right? So I want us to take just normal size steps so they look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back, 2, 3, 4. Okay, does that make sense? So I want us to try that again with that in mind. And forward, yeah. Forward, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. To the right. 2, 3, 4. And forward, 2, 3, 4. And back. 2, 3, 4 to the left. 2, 3, 4. Lift our feet. Squat. And twist. And back. And squat. And twist. And back. 4. Here we go. Now forward. 2, 3, 4. And back. 2, 3, 4 to the right. 2, 3, 4. And forward. 2, 3, 4. And back. 2, 3, 4 to the left. 2, 3, 4. Then squat. of doing normal claps like this, 6, 7, 8, I want us to do something a little bit different. And so, be my examples real quick with me. So, I can't do this perfectly right now, but hold my hand like this as if you're going to high five me. Hold my hand like this as if you're going to high five me. You're going to do this with your neighbors. So go ahead and hold your hands up like this. We're going to high five our friends. So we're going to go clap your neighbors, then yourself. So we're going to clap on, what beat do you think? Let's try it again. You figure it out. Clap your neighbors, then yourself. 6, are you sure? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to clap on beat 8, yes? Alright, so let's try that with our friends. Here we go. Ready? And clap your neighbors, then yourself. So our entire part B is going to now look like this. It's going to go, do it with me. Squat, 2, 3, 4. Twist, 2, 3, 4. Clap your neighbors, then yourself. Alright, I think we're good. Let's put it to music.
I don't want to.
This class is on it. Here we go. And forward, 2, 3, 4. And back, 2, 3, 4. To the right. 2, 3, 4. Forward, 2, 3, 4. And back, 2, 3, 4. To the left. 2, 3, 4. Then squat. And twist. And clap your neighbors, then yourself. And squat, 2, 3, 4. And twist, 2, 3, 4. And clap your neighbors, then yourself. What comes next? 2, 3, 4. And back. Perfect. To the right. 2, 3, 4. Then 4, 2, 3, 4. And back. 2, 3, 4. To the left. 2, 3, 4. Then squat. And twist. And clap your neighbors, then yourself. And squat. And twist. And clap your neighbors. Show me what comes next. Perfect. Back. 2, 3, 4. What direction? Right. Yeah. 3, 4. And forward. 2, 3, 4. Back. To the left. 2, 3, 4. And squat. And twist. And clap your neighbors, then yourself. Squat. And twist. And clap your neighbors, then yourself. And back. To the right. 2, 3, 4. And forward. 2, 3, 4. And back. 2, 3, 4. To the left. 2, 3, and stop. Perfect. That was really fun. So far this class is doing really